I want to go to I want to talk about what NBA team, in your opinion, is under the most pressure to win this season.
The Celtics.
The Celtics. I mean, that's the easy answer, but yeah. What is your explanation?
They have the best record in the league,
Mm-hmm.
playing in the weakest conference, and the conference that's also dealing with injuries and some more stuff. They essentially have pretty much a free trip to the finals if they just stay on track. And granted, the team they going to play out the West is also going to be a really good team, but your players are relatively healthy. Kristaps survived the full season, which I wasn't seeing. I ain't see it coming. You just signed Drew Holiday to a multi-year extension. Just gave Jaylen Brown all that money this past off season. I'm not seeing much excuses for them. I do think their bench is still weak, in my opinion. But you got so much firepower. You just got to get it done. If it ain't this year, it ain't ever going to happen. Because at this point, this is the weakest the East will probably be. And, yeah, it's hands down the Celtics, in my opinion. Jokic already got his ring last year, so. And there's also 3 other teams with the same record as them, so.
I do
OKC is young, so they don't really got much expectation to win. The Timberwolves, this is really like Ant's true breakout year. Yeah. So, they'll still probably give them some time. The Lakers, Darvin Ham, no one expects the Lakers to win. Warriors, they just aren't good enough. Kings, they're not good, really, honestly. Pelicans don't have Brandon Ingram. It's just Zion and
he'll be back though.
He'll be back.
He'll be back the last game of the season.
Interesting. Mavericks, they just started really picking it up after the All-Star break. They don't really. They got Kyrie and Luka.
But they're not the favorites.
Yeah, they're not really the favorites. So it's honestly the Celtics.
Okay. I mean, I can understand I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
I already knew it, but I respectfully disagree. I think it's the Phoenix Suns. I think the Phoenix Suns have the most pressure because if they don't win this year, number one, Grayson Allen is an unrestricted free agent. Royce O'Neal is an unrestricted free agent. Eric Gordon has a player option. Josh Okogie has a player option. And they're going to be tied to those 3 dudes. Kevin Durant, he's getting up there in age. Devin Booker is in his prime. And Bradley Beal, he's dealing with injuries a lot, and he's making like $50 million a year. So you're going to be tied to those 3 dudes.
I tried to tell him.
Exactly. And they don't have no draft picks. They don't own their draft picks. I mean, certain things have to go a certain way in order for them to get the draft picks. But for the most part, they don't own the draft picks for until 2030 or something like that, 2031. So they have to win now because there's no room for improvement much. And I understand the Boston Celtics point because they have all this talent. They have the most wins in the league. They have 62 wins right now. They've had a magical year. But I look at that team and I say to myself, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're entering their prime. They're in their mid-20s right now. They just signed Drew Holiday to that massive deal. Kristaps Porzingis, they could probably re-sign him as well. I believe they're still going to have a championship window for years to come. While with the Suns, I look at them and I say, after this season, I mean, they're screwed. They have no draft picks. The cap space there is limited.
Yeah.
So I bet you Grayson Allen, he's gonna want a new deal. He's gonna want more money because he's had an outstanding year shooting the basketball. So they're screwed. I look at it from a media perspective and just the expectations. Yeah, the Boston Celtics, but if we just look at it overall in terms of what's going to happen after if this team doesn't achieve the final goal, it's the Suns. The Suns are screwed.
Well, the reason I didn't really consider the Suns is because they aren't real in my eyes. So, yeah, obviously what you said makes sense. And from an organizational standpoint, that pressure is probably built. But as far as no one's expecting the Suns to even get past the second round, truthfully told. And they aren't real players in this whole championship equation in my eyes. So that's why I just left them out. I was like, it's the Suns. They are screwed. I agree with you. If they don't make something shake this year, they are finished. But I just left them out because they aren't real players in my mind.
Mm-hmm. The media expects that, but
Yeah.
the organization thinks another way. They
Yeah.
believe that they have what it takes to win a championship. That's why they traded for Bill, and that's the problem. And that's why I say they're under the most pressure.
And it's funny because we all seen this coming. Like literally everyone saw this coming. We was like, trading for Bill does not move the needle. The big three era of the NBA, like I said last year, the super team era is finished.
Yeah. But I think that'll do it for this episode of Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of the podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
And the draft is in 2 weeks.
Yes,
the coverage
sir.
starts next week.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to lock in.
Just let me be me.